Hello. Oh, guys. This is registered nurse Richard Ogachi. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been great. And yeah, this is sounding very crazy. And I have never done this before, but creating content, posting videos has been really turning me so crazy. And I've tried to make sure at least I'm able to improve what is going on here. I'm able to improve and post a better video. So my mentor, working under someone who is trying to help me understand this game and understand how this is done. I've tried to put up videos every day, at least every day in the morning, 8 in the morning Central American time. And it's been interesting. So I don't know where this goes, but I'm just hoping for the best. But one of the profound advice that he has given me is to make sure that every day the video that I post every single day is better than the one I posted yesterday. That's a good analogy. That's a good way of giving me advice. But you see, I don't know what that means though. When is a video said to be good? What makes people wanting to watch videos all the time? What makes people want to consume one's content all the time? I've checked a spectrum of content that people do, and I've seen there's a spectrum, people are doing comedy skits, that's big. Some people are doing stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is one of the best, actually. And that if you see people who are able to stand on stages and perform and make people laugh, that's a very good point to come from, especially if you want to make content, because then it looks like content that is boring, doesn't have any kind of humor, will struggle on YouTube, especially content that is legit. I don't know what legit is, but people are acting all the time. People are showing stuff to hook people, to make people watch their videos on YouTube. I don't know what it takes, but as far as he says, the quality of the videos, especially, he talks about improving my content every day. Like if I do a video today, like I've been posting video for the last 2 months for sure, and all the time, I'm always maybe short of at some point, not able to place my camera properly, and maybe talking about something that is not interesting. I don't know how this will go, but I will try to make sure that I post at least a video every day, whatever it's all about. And he told me that at least just do a video that is 10 minutes long, more than 10 minutes long. So I just start wherever I start from and try to at least make a video that is more than 10 minutes long, and then make it as informative as possible. So the whole concept of this YouTube channel is about medical health, medical and healthcare. Being a registered nurse, being a registered nurse is wholesome. I have a family, I have children, I have life, I have ambitions and passions that I want to at least achieve, dreams, pursuing life. As everybody, they're pursuing life and pursuing dreams, pushing the edge of the envelope every day, trying to become better version of us today than what we were yesterday. So it's all interesting. So I've tried to share just content I make in this studio, which case had not had a lot of views, but doesn't matter. I don't think there is anything to worry about, bro. Guys, I'm gonna try to put up a video for you every day, and at least try to improve and make something better for you guys every day, to see that you are gonna enjoy this content. So, but interestingly, what I've realized is that content that is resonating around family, around my kids, around my wife, talking about marriage, for example, it's interesting to see how it's attracting traffic. People are looking at, like, what is this guy doing? What is he doing with the kids? What is he doing up and about, up and close? It's interesting how that is getting traffic. Like, a few people, I don't have so many crazy views, but at least I've seen such kind of content is interesting to people and they want to watch. So tonight, I just here to just share a little bit of a situation, especially as a registered nurse, what we go through in different situations, especially taking care of patients, and then that affects our families negatively and maybe affects your marriage negatively. So I've talked about this before, but I want to try to give another different kind of analogy about the same. So the situation is around married couples, immigrants in the US, and trying to pursue dreams, passions, and trying to put the best foot forward to see that we improve and do better and maybe make some money, have some resources for take care of our families. It's very conflicting because we talk about work-life balance. When you talk about work-life balance, is you work as much as you can, but still, you give attention to the people that matter, the people that are important to you. So in this particular case, we talk about your wife or your spouse or your husband and your children. All these are conflicting activities or people who need personal time. So in the US, what I've realized, when you get to the US, you face different kind of challenges. You face a situation where there's a lot of priority is around making money. When you are an immigrant, what happens is most of the immigrants are coming from poor countries, and by financial standards, they are all poor, and they get to an environment where when you show up to work, you're paid and you make money. And that's why you see the sensation around online, when you see sensation around how much money can a registered nurse make in the US. Like, it's a kill, it's a catch. They make a lot of money. Some people say you can make, always trying to convert the money that you earn into Kenya shillings, talk about millions, getting millions in a month, which is good. It's nice. You can do that. But so when you are married or when you have a family and have kids, not one, not two, not three, not four, whatever number that you have, what I've just seen is that you face different kind of challenges. You'll face more difficult time, especially trying to balance time for spouse, time for children, and time for rest, time to take a break, have personal time, take a break and have some rest. It's very interesting how most of us cling to put in hours to make as much money as possible and show up and sleep at work, do double shifts, do pickup shifts, and make as much money as possible. And you see, the conflict always arises in such situations, especially when you're trying to balance your spouse, that you make this amount of money and they make this amount of money. You have different kind of ambitions from both individuals who are in this marriage or in this relationship, and you find what is happening mostly, as I've experienced, is that you start to disconnect. You start to lose plot. You start to give low regard to your partner, and you start to stop doing what you are supposed to do to show your partner that you are creating time for them. You're trying to prioritize them as well and give them the time that they deserve, and also like try to reconnect again. When you have been in marriage for a long time, most of those who have been married for a long time, this for sure, is that you get to a point where you don't know, like you have no feeling to your partner, and you have nothing new to energize your relationship. You have, you see some other different things as being important than your spouse. And that's the danger of marriage. And that's why marriage in the US stands a big chance that you're going to get a divorce. And I did a video earlier and I said that why you be divorced in the US. That's one of the major reasons you're going to experience turmoil and confusion, and you're going to get into trouble at times. So in your relationship, that is. So what some of the friends that we've shared situations that they've been in. I mean, personally, I've been in this situation where super stressed, no nanny, we don't have house help to help us take care of the kids and maybe cook as we used to. We don't have that privilege anymore. So you find that you are more stressed, you maybe get less sleep, you get stressed from work, you get stressed from taking care of kids, generally speaking, and then there's a lot that is expected from you this time, unlike before. So this brings some kind of negative energy between spouses, and this impairs communication for sure, outright. You will not be able to get to communicate properly and listen to your spouse and listen with clarity that this is the same person that you used to show different kind of lifestyle, and now you're showing them that you don't have any more time for them. It's been very critical. It's been very unbelievable how we've gone through a lot. I've personally gone through a lot with my wife, with my spouse, and it's been one problem after another, But, I thank God because personally, I really have had very powerful connection with my wife. Like the relationship that we had dating before we got married and how we started, we've been like very close and always known each other with a lot of love and passion and care for each other. We disagree all the time at the same time, but at least we've had a chance to always like feel like, okay, you know what, I feel this way and I don't feel like I'm loved like I used to anymore. So what can you do? Like, what should I do as a man? So almost all the time, what I've seen most of the spouses and their wives and husbands is that there's a lot of ego that comes with people who are both making a lot of money at the same time. You find that there's now priority has been put in making more money, getting more resources, getting empowerment in terms of getting the family ahead. Most of us who are moving to this country are playing catch up. Like you've not put resources together for your retirement. And like most of the people who are born here, they have a lot of savings in 401k and they're still putting in as much as they do every paycheck. But now here you are starting from zero and you're looking to get to have enough savings at your retirement. Most of us are above 30 years old, 35 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 45 years old. So that means, you're looking at maybe doing this for the next 15 years or 10 years at least. So how much can you really save for you to be able to at least afford comfortable life at retirement? You're running against time. I know it's legit. It's what it is. You've come into the game at this time. You are not supposed to compare yourself with anybody else. Just go at it as you with your spouse, and then figure out issues. You can do so much. You can't just decide to focus on the job and ignore your spouse. And remember, when you ignore your spouse, there are consequences for that. And the first, what is going to happen is you're going to lose connection with your spouse. And this woe unto you if your spouse meets somebody else who is able to give them the attention that you don't give. And that's when we say that it's going to be a done deal, because they will go out of their way to experience different kind of life, and then you find that your spouse has moved on from something like that. But there are no promises. If your marriage is breaking down, or it's meant to break down, again, there's nothing that you can do. Maybe there's something that you can do, but most of the people, you find that it's gotten to different kind of levels where there is irreconcilable differences. But if it's breaking and you losing your spouse, sometimes there's nothing you can do. And at the same time, don't beat yourself too much, because all marriages will end. And all marriages will end. They end two ways. Either your marriage will end in divorce, or your marriage will end in death. My prayer personally is for my marriage to end in death. That I'm able to keep my Benna, beautiful woman, good lady. She's so kind. She's so nice. She's been so good to me. Women are always looking to get to a spouse who has resources, is able to take care of them, And my wife accepted my hand in marriage when I actually didn't have anything. When I was a nobody, we went to school together. So she trusted me that time, and she put a bet on me. And now, it gets to a point in marriage where you feel like, oh my goodness, maybe I want something else. I've been with this woman for the last more than 10 years now, being with the same person, it gets boring, It gets to a point where you feel like you just need a break, Even when it gets to that point, that's normal. That's very normal. It's not like it's weird that you're supposed to be happy and you're supposed to be expressing love and electrified every day of every night. No. At times, things are looking like there's a lot of darkness. There's confusion. There's a time you feel like, okay, this is not for me, or maybe this is crazy. What am I going to do? Just take more time and have a deliberate intention from your end, even when your spouse is wrong, as long as it's not irreconcilable differences. Just reach out to your partner and have time together, especially time together. I'm not a marriage counselor, but these are challenges that people are facing as new immigrants in a new country, and having conflicting activities, having different priorities coming in, and being in a space where when you show up at work, where time is money, you know what that means. The kids who are from poor families, they gonna go all in. They put in the hours and they want to make all the money at the same time, and then wanna go all in. They have family they're supporting. They have friends who are expecting them to help them maybe figure out financial problems. But you have to know what you can take, but you can lose all the money. But if you have your spouse together, if you have your family together, I always don't say that maybe my marriage is the best. My marriage actually is not the best. I'm trying to get myself out of those ideologies that people have nowadays, like couple goals. You feeling like you have yourself together more than the other spouse. You are only putting yourself in that situation because you don't know what's going on the other side. The grass is always greener on the other side until you get there. So I'm not perfect. I have a problem. I have problems with my wife all the time. We fight all the time. No, fighting, not physical, but we have arguments almost all the time. But because of the friendships that we have, because of the friendship that we've had over time, we are able to figure out, we are able to get back and, humble ourselves. I humble myself all the time. Like, I'm gonna still take care of this woman that I committed myself, that I said I do to, and in the presence of so many people, that I'll take care of her. And I believe that I'm in a space where I can take care of her better than where I was before. So now, just anticipating that God is gonna do all that He has destined us to do, and being able to create impact, being able to even mentor our children the right way, and try to tap into blessings in a blessed country, and being able to help out to other people in our home country, our mother Kenya, and be all we can be, and be positive energy that we want in the world, and make the world a better place. No, there's no time to waste. And God created you with something that you have to solve in life, with a purpose that you have to meet. So don't die empty. Just go and take over the world and try all you should try, and that ask God to guide you and lead you to be able to identify the areas of your strength and go all in. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. This is Registered Nurse Richard Ogachi. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please share these kind of stories, and trying to be all we can be 24/7, 365. This is a global nurse impact platform. We'll be doing this kind of conversations, and then I'll be trying to get people on this studio to do some interviews. And also, like, we want to be creative. We want to make sure that we do a better video every day, as my mentor says. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.